Mr. Sung Wai K, Executive Director, Mr. Liao Soon Lu, Director, Dr. Jonathan Smith, Chief Executive Officer, Mr. Dominic Siddle, Chief Marketing Officer, distinguished guests, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Borneo Convention Centre this afternoon for a very important launch celebration and the start of something very special in Sarawak that is going to benefit one and all. I will stand aside now and ask you to welcome the CEO of PP Telecommunication, Dr. Jonathan Smith, to come forward and give you his welcome remarks. Jonathan, thank you.
Thank you, Nick. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our very special and unique unveiling ceremony. We're very happy to see you all here, and wonderful to see so many partners that we've been working with over the last 3-4 years to bring us to where we are today. It's very exciting to have this event, and we've all been looking forward to it. So I'd like to thank also, I see many of our board members here and the partners I've mentioned, but also our very energetic PPTEL team who are all sitting out there. Thank you all so much for attending. It's really great. So why are we here? Our board had a vision to bring some change. And we embraced that decision and that vision in order to convey what we've been doing over the last 4 years to all of the community in Sarawak and to all of our customers and partners throughout the globe. That's why we're here. We want to convey our new vision. So with that said, I'm told not to give away too many secrets, and our Chief Marketing Officer, Mr. Dominic Siddle, is sitting in the wings here, waiting and brimming with secrets to tell you about what's going to happen next. So I shall immediately pass over to him, and Dominic.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's a thrill to share this time with you and to have you here at this very special unveiling ceremony. As Jonathan mentioned, I've had a secret for the past month or two, and it has been virtually impossible to not share this secret. So that's why we're here today for this unveiling ceremony, and I'm delighted now to say that that secret will be delayed a little while. So before that, I want to share, because I'm looking around, and I think there are some of us who can remember a time before the internet. Some of us, this is a weird concept, but for me, I can remember various changes in our lives that I think quite a lot of us went through. So I remember at home, we had the internet. It was a modem, a dial-up modem. Do you remember them? Made that funny noise when you dialed in. And I remember that my dad came home one day and he said, our dial-up modem was going to be upgraded to 14.4 kilobytes per second. Wow. It's only going to take 5 minutes to download an image from the internet. 5 minutes. Wow. Our modem was connected to the same line as our fax machine because we were modern and connected. So every time a fax came in, the modem cut out. So we had to wait for the fax to come through, then the modem would have to dial up again, make that funny noise, and then we could get back online, download that photograph in 5 minutes, and print it on our dot matrix printer. What an astonishing thing that was. I remember my first mobile phone. It was a Motorola StarTAC, one of the coolest products in the history of humankind. Everyone desperately wanted a Motorola StarTAC. It was second generation, 2G. This was the first time I'd ever heard G being used in this context. And what 2G meant was that we could send and receive an SMS. Wow. And in England, An SMS costs about 4 ringgit to send, so we didn't do that much. But mobile phones, what an astonishing thing. And the same for us when we had our first email addresses, and the first time we sat down at a computer and we opened this thing called Internet Explorer, and we typed www. I don't know what to do. I had to send a 4 ringgit SMS to a friend to say, what do I search for? The internet. What an astonishing thing. So in the here and now, when we look back at in the past, we look at those times and we think it was kind of funny, it was quaint, a bit ridiculous, a little bit useless. But what an amazing time to be alive, to experience that evolution of the internet era. But the here and now, we don't look back at the past. Instead, we avert our gaze to the future and what is coming next. Because it isn't just the internet that is changing. The world itself is changing. Reality is changing. So for us, when we think about reality, we think about something that is real, right? So my mobile phone, this is real. I can hold it, I can see it, I can hear it. If I was inclined, I might smell it and taste it, but I won't. But this is real. To us, to you and me, this is reality. We can't debate this. We can't doubt this. Reality is real. It's obvious. But for the future generations, that is different. The future generations will live in a world which is going to be part real and part virtual. This is the new reality. This is the new world. This is what we need to do and look forward to in the future. Because for them, the world of virtual and real will equally be together to make reality. The only way that can happen is with better connectivity and better internet. Better internet means faster, safer, more secure, more accessible internet for all of those future generations, especially here in Sarawak. So those future generations, what they are doing is they are demanding of us here today to improve the situation, to build their foundations of connectivity that they will absolutely rely on in order to exist in the global community. Connectivity, internet. That is what we are doing here at PP Telecommunication. With our partners here in Sarawak, we are building the foundation in order that the future generations can exist in that global community. All about connection, all about internet, all about the future and the generations that are coming, what they need and what they are demanding of us here and now. And that is the story of PP Telecommunication, and that is our vision and about what we are doing. So before I mentioned that I had a secret, and now is the time that we are almost ready to unveil our secret. So in order to do that, I would like to invite my Executive Director, my Director, and my CEO, Mr. Sung, Mr. Liao, and Mr. Jonathan to join me on stage and to start the program. Gentlemen, the stage is yours.
In a world where everything is connected, telecommunications infrastructure is becoming an integral part of our daily lives. At PP Telecom, we are the provider of choice, enabling quality global connectivity to our customers. We recognize the issues for Sarawak, and we are building a world-class telecommunications infrastructure in step with the Sarawak State Government's Digital Economy Transformation Initiative and bridging the digital divide between urban and rural communities. We are striving to become the regional telecommunication gateway for Borneo, leveraging on our partners and international networks. And from our base in Kuching, we are embarking on a truly international connectivity construction project to build a living organism. For this project to be realized, we have built the brains of our project, the first and only Tier 4 designed and certified data center in Malaysia. Strategically located in Santubong, Sarawak, it is a carrier-neutral and green facility. It has been certified by Uptime Institute, acknowledging its meeting of the highest global standards, thus ensuring efficiency, security, and long-term quality performance for its customers' mission-critical data. As the regional gateway in Borneo, this Tier 4 data center is the highest-rated accreditation in the world, the Champions League of data centers worldwide. With our vision to the world, the gateway also houses a cable landing station for BCCK, the Batam Sarawak Internet Cable System. Spanning over 700 kilometers, it is our privately owned submarine cable connecting Sarawak directly to the regional hub in Singapore, connecting us internationally and with latency at unprecedented low levels. It is truly harnessing the speed of light. As our veins and arteries, our terrestrial network will deliver IP transit and direct internet access to the whole of Borneo, truly becoming the lifeline, with options to extend to other countries in the region. And thus, we dream further with our very own internet exchange powered by AMSIX, where everything comes together in the most imaginative way, dreaming of a yet unimagined future. Everything is all coming together, working as one, not just for the people of today, but for the next generations. Generation Alpha, where the metaverse, artificial intelligence, and virtual reality will not only be a possibility, it will be the new reality. What is needed is an evolution, and we are evolving with our vision for tomorrow to be the alternative regional hub to connect Sarawak to the world, to the future. That vision is irix.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, from today, everything we do is in the name of irix.
Greetings from AMSIX here in the Netherlands, and congratulations on your new brand irix and the new internet exchange, irix, powered by AMSIX. You are really embarking on a great adventure, developing the Sarawak region and the whole of Borneo. And we are really proud to be part of that and being your partner. So congratulations again, and hope to see you soon.
Congratulations to PP Telecommunications on the announcement today, and we wish we were there with you to celebrate the occasion. It's exciting to think of the development happening in Sarawak and the whole of Borneo, and we are delighted that Juniper is part of that mission. We look forward to a long and successful partnership, and once again, congratulations.
On behalf of Science, I'd like to express my sincere congratulations to PP Telecom on the achievement of this milestone and also rebranding. I hope we as Sarawak-based company will continue our partnership to help drive Sarawak forward towards a digital economy, as well as a better future for all of us. Once again, congratulations.
Hi guys, greetings from CX Singapore. On behalf of all the staff and management, we would like to congratulate you on the new branding irix. As we know, irix has been building a great network, fostering the connectivity in Sarawak and the rest of Borneo. And I'm happy that CX is part of this journey. I look forward to future success of irix and our great partnership. Congratulations again and all the best. Thank you.
Hi everyone, here is John. On behalf of Fiber Home, I would like to express my congratulations to PPTel. Fiber Home believes PPTel has reached a new milestone and have huge potential opportunity to grow, innovate. After launch the service of PPTel, will tap into the new business and customers, which will help to reconnect with the industry. Therefore, I would like to use this opportunity to express our continued support to PPTel, with not only as a vendor, but also as a strategic partner as usual. Once again, congratulations to PPTel for entering new chapter in your business. Thank you.
Greetings from Nexus Guard Singapore. Congratulations on your new brand irix. Irix is not only building the gateway that's going to play an important role in Sarawak's digital economy strategy. More importantly, it is also bolstering the cybersecurity posture in the region. I am delighted that Nexus Guard is a part of that vision, and we look forward to a long and successful partnership. Congratulations again.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to irix. Now, to fully introduce irix, I would now like to invite our panel onto the stage for a forum session to discuss this new rebrand and the direction of irix. Firstly, I'd like to invite up onto the stage Jonathan Smith, Chief Executive Officer, thank you. Dominic Siddle, Chief Marketing Officer. Steve Stretch, Chief Commercial Officer. Dmitry Nikolajic, Chief Operating Officer. Anders Wilborg, Director of SASA. And Patrick Chan, Vice President, Uptime Institute. Distinguished guests, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, as our panel take their seats, can I please introduce the moderator for this Q&A session, the former TV presenter and host, Mr. Rashid Saleh. Thank you, Rashid. Over to you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Nick. Please give a big round of applause to the rebranding of PP Telecom to irix. Very exciting times indeed. Thank you very much, gentlemen. I know you're looking very, very nervous, but please relax because this has been launched, so you can let your hair down. Sorry, Tom. No pun intended. Okay. First and foremost, obviously, I'd like to speak to Dr. Jonathan Smith. How is irix? It's not even a tongue twister. It's a great name.
It's difficult to get used to saying the new name, isn't it?
Well,
it's very exciting.
It's going to be very exciting. Now how is irix working with the state government and the government agencies to develop Sarawak moving forward?
Well, as I mentioned in my introduction, we've been working for 4 years building infrastructure, and this really began at the time that our Premier, or Chief Minister at the time, introduced the Digital Transformation Initiative, which has various parts to it. And our part as a private enterprise is to build the internet infrastructure that brings that transformation about. So we have been working with directly with the government on achieving those objectives. We are working in terms of bringing IP transit to the market at a more competitive and better quality product, we hope, and we expect that will drive the growth of the internet in Sarawak. We are working with our partners too, very much with Science, who's here today, building their apps into this this initiative, so that we can get very effective apps quickly and fast to the people of Sarawak, and also to those in the wider region.
All right, thank you. Now, Dom, irix. I know you were bursting to want to reveal all, but you didn't. A very inspirational speech, by the way. It was great. The brand concept for irix, why the name irix, and what is that vision, which you explained at the beginning but couldn't tell people, so now you can, because they're all out here waiting for you to explain to them.
Yeah, sure. irix, a great day for all of us. And as you said, Rashid, that has been a struggle to keep this a secret, and it has leaked out a few times, but I think we kept the secret pretty well. For me, the journey, the creative journey, when Jonathan and I spoke about the opportunity, about the board wanting to to do a reinvention and a rebrand possibility, the beginning process of conceptualizing a different brand is a fun process. You know, you have a blank piece of paper, and you can just go wherever your imagination wants you to go. And so it was a long story cut quite short. For me, it was the second night I was in Kuching, having moved across. And that first night, I met my colleagues. We had a big Raya celebration dinner. And it happened that where I was staying wasn't very comfortable. And so I wasn't sleeping. So it was about 4 in the morning I woke up with this idea of a rebrand and how we do a concept and how we come up with a name. And looking at a lot of different sort of possibilities of different words, different names, different acronyms. Because in this industry, we love an acronym. You know, we can have the same acronyms, the same letters, meaning completely different things. So my first thought was, I do not want to do an acronym. All right, that's it. So IRIX, for all to know from here on afterwards, IRIX is not an acronym. It's a name, it's our name. Anyway, long story short, already, at about 5 in the morning, I really had to get creative because I was properly sleepy. And I went online, and I started looking into the ancient Greek gods. And it happens that the ancient Greeks did, in fact, have a god of communication. And his name is Hermes. So Hermes is a brand name that's very well known in Malaysia, and obviously that was a name I didn't want to use. So Hermes' wife, the Greek goddess of communication, her name is Iris. Now, Iris is a beautiful name. It's a beautiful word, it's a beautiful flower, and as well, it's part of our eye. That gives us the vision, right? It's the colored part of our eyeball. So Iris just felt like a nice name. But part of the services that we offer an internet exchange. And globally, AMSIX is mentioned in the video, globally, internet exchange names utilize IX as their name in a global network. So from the very beginning, actually before I discovered Iris, I had this idea that I wanted to incorporate IX. And when I saw Iris, it was a very simple process to swap the S to an X, and IRIX was invented. That's simple.
I have so many other questions, but I won't ask you on this stage. So moving along to that, Steve, so you now have this unique brand name. So what is the USP for IRIX now in the near future? Because everything is now IRIX.
Agreed. Look, I think there's a number of the number of factors here. You know, one is technological. We have this brand new state-of-the-art Tier 4 data center, robust, resilient, secure, and we have a cable landing station, and we have this cable system connecting Sarawak to Singapore in the lowest possible latency available in the marketplace today. So there's technological aspects to what we do that are going to be our USPs. But there's more soft touches as well, the people. We have a great blend of young and old, plenty of old on the stage, plenty of young in the audience. We have a few expats. We have a lot of local Sarawakians as well. And we have a challenger attitude that is going to bring the market a different approach to how we engage with customers. And I think that agility, flexibility is going to result in a better service offering to customers. And I think also the fact that we're a relatively small organization gives us an opportunity to be able to be more responsive again, customer-focused, getting answers from decision makers far more quickly than has been the case typically in the environment that we operate in. So I think all those things together are going to be an amalgam of our key USPs.
Right. Steve did mention basics now, and Dimitri, you're a lot more aware of what basics is all about. For the audience, could you explain what basics is and why is it such an improvement?
All right. At the moment, all internet access in Sarawak is provided by West Malaysia, which has some impact on connectivity speeds. With basics, we are able to provide internet access on a much shorter route, making the speeds of the internet at the next level.
And what are the maintenance and backup in place for basics?
Yeah, indeed, any subsea cable is at risk of technical outage or natural disasters or impact of external forces. And we at irix, we don't stop with basics. Our aim is to provide our customers with reliable and stable internet connectivity, and that means that our mission is to provide high-quality internet, ensuring that our international links have backup, and our customers and their business will not be affected in case of any technical interruptions.
So lagging and all that would be a thing of the past, and also which moves me on to how do we, we talk about, Anders here is from SASA, and you are in the data center is almost completed, or rather it is completed in that sense. The audience would probably want to know, why do we have a data center in Sarawak?
Why do we have a data center in Sarawak? Yeah, well, that's a very good question. It comes quite natural when you're building a cable of the connectivity. So you build the cable and you have nothing to connect it to, then it makes sense to build a data center right next to the cable. So that's what we were challenged by PPTel or irix to bring the state-of-the-art data center to Kuching or to Sarawak. And after many rounds of discussions and so forth, we then settled on the championship or Champions League data center, the Tier 4 data center, and trying to make that not only as the Tier 4 or the championship, but also to bring it being one of the most efficient data centers in the region, which we have achieved actually, so yeah.
So very proud to hear that. And that moves me along to when he did say, Patrick Chan from Uptime Institute, the Tier 4 certification. Tell us a little bit about it, and why is it so important to have a Tier 4 certification for our data centers?
Thanks. I actually had a thought on it and put everything in the piece of paper. But I'm not going to read this. Okay, I will try and see what I can reflect on. Firstly, let's define there are three areas I would like to answer that question. It's a very good question. Firstly, what's the tier standards? What you need to understand tier standards before we even look at the Tier 4. Secondly, what's the Tier 4 in connection with irix? How does it benefit? And what is the last is very important, how does it benefit Sarawak? Okay, let's start with the very basic about what's the tier standards. It's actually the Uptime Institute, basically which is the Global Digital Infrastructure Authority, created the tier standards to make it a consistent, assessment of all the data center potential centers with an objective to mitigate outages, to ensure there are no downtime. That's very important. I think we all remember last week there was an outage in Peninsular Malaysia. I won't mention under NDA. There was casualties. To those who did not, I'm wearing an Uptime hat, who did not go through the audit process. Okay. Now, the Uptime basically have a differentiator. We basically have the people, the know-how to certify the data centers in terms of infrastructure. We are unbiased and ensure that what is done is a competitive differentiator. There are many who actually self-proclaim to be self-certified. In fact, there is this, what you call, notably is the fractional misconception that Uptime, using Uptime's name, that they can do a Tier 3 plus, a Tier 3.5, a Tier 5, a Tier 4 ready, and the last one was not least is a Tier 2.5, which is all not correct, okay? Now, the next point is how does that, benefit the data center? Now, Tier 4 is basically the highest availability in the 4 standards. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4 being the highest availability. What does it mean by that? It means there's no human intervention. If there's a single fault in that system, basically it can be detected, isolated, contained, and basically manage that to that fault without human intervention. So it's basically an autonomous control. It's zero downtime. That's a Tier 4, the characteristics of Tier 4. Now, how does that basically benefit the state government, all right? I've written this, so excuse me if I'm going to read this, but basically I put my thoughts in this very nice, it's not a poem, but I put this in there. It actually provides the recognition of an organization accomplishment of resiliency. And what's the resiliency? It's actually no outages, no downtime. It allows them to demonstrate the state government and its investors for digital infrastructure that online capacity is assured. And it validates and defines what resiliency is all about. And what does it do for irix? What's that here for? It demonstrates commitment to your tenants, basically the success and confidence level. It basically provides competitive differentiation and leadership when attracting new businesses. And lastly, it eliminates the need for due diligence. Thank you.
Oh, very comprehensive. Very much. Thank you very much. Big round of applause for that. And moving back to Dr. Jonathan, sorry, I have to go back to you. How does it benefit us as Sarawakians? And what is the future of irix?
What is the future of irix? Well, I could simply say that the future is irix. But more seriously, I think the future, we have a lot of hard work to do. So we have begun the journey here. As we've described, we've built subsea cables. We want to build more subsea cables. We want to build more routes. It's very important to have backups, and the more backups and different options of routes that we have, the better. So we have terrestrial routes up to Brunei, which connect us to Hong Kong, down to Singapore. We have terrestrial routes going down to Kalimantan, which connect us into Pontianak and subsea cables in that direction. We are also participating in a consortium cable called CH2X, which takes us directly on a branch out of Kuching into the high seas and up and down to Singapore and Hong Kong, bringing us directly onto the internet superhighway, which is what we want. So that's one part, is building our infrastructure so it's more resilient, more secure. Then we also want to build on our data center that we have at the moment. Our initial data center is, in global terms, quite small, but we have plenty of space in Sarawak. We have green energy, which is very important in this day and age, and many of our customers and partners are looking for that green energy to supply their data centers. We have been in discussion with many partners, including those in Singapore, who want to build very large data centers here. So we will work with them to do that. But what about the people in Sarawak? How will they benefit? Well, as we described, we're building the highways, and we're making the performance of the internet data better, lower cost, and higher capacity and reliability. We need to work with our partners to bring that to the people of Sarawak in order to improve the things that we all use every day, which is our phones. And as you know, in Sarawak, we are developing I say Sarawak is developing the 5G network, and that will come along soon. And this infrastructure that we're building is a basic building block for the higher speeds that will be demanded by 5G. So that's a lot of things going on there. And just to add one more thing, and that is that key to everything we do is our people, and we need to build our teams and the resources with professional telecoms people. They're very special people. They're very difficult to find. We need to keep them, maintain them, and grow them in this company. And that's what we plan to do over the next few years in order to deliver the government's digital transformation.
And of course, avoid outages in Peninsular Malaysia. All right. Thank you very much, gentlemen. I'll pass it quickly back to Nick.
Thank you again to our moderator and to our panel. Gentlemen, thank you very, very much. Now, ladies and gentlemen of the audience, if anybody has any question, please, we'll get a microphone to you. Let us know your name and your media, and please ask your questions. Do we have any questions from the audience? But anybody? Okay, thank you. Yes, at the front.
Sarah from New South Tribune. On your data center in Santiago, is it up and running and completed already?
Yes, we have actually 3 halls in our data centers. So we have 300 racks in each hall, and maybe Anders can give us...
You have 100 racks in each hall.
Sorry, 100 racks. What did I say?
300
racks in each hall. 100 total 300. Yes. So yes, we are ready to offer service to anyone who'd like to come and take a rack in our data center.
Hi, my name is Shariman from Ministry of Education, Innovation and Talent Development, Sarawak. Well, data center is very interesting ideas. I must salute your team for this initiative. I just want to get some inputs or some opinions from you. How does the climate in Kuching, particularly in Santubong, affect your decision setting up a data center here in Borneo? And how do you manage the heat generated from that place? I mean, you're talking about maybe you can recycle those heat, becomes a renewable energy or something. So it's very hot in Santubong. So probably you can share something. Thank you.
I think that's a question for Anders, but very good question. I mean, we love the heat actually here, but as you rightly indicate, equipment doesn't like heat so much. Anders.
No, exactly. Equipment doesn't like heat very much. However, as you know, there is many data centers around in the region. Singapore being one of it has most of the data centers in the region. Approximately the same heat as it is in Santubong. It doesn't vary that much. Now, what is important for the IT equipment is to have little variations in the temperature. If you can keep the temperature constant, it's the IT equipment can actually operate in a quite high temperature as well. 25, 26, even 27, 28 degrees. The IT equipment is quite happy. So by what we did at SASA, we actually studied the dairy industry a lot. Dairy goes very bad as well if you have too many variations in the temperature. So we studied the dairy industry and found actually quite innovative solutions on how we can keep the temperature constant and without blowing up the electricity bill, so to say, without it getting too expensive to install it and maintain it. So by innovating cooling techniques, we are actually quite happy to operate in Santubong. Not an issue at all.
Components or maintenance of the components, so you have to do it quickly. Now your memory or RAM needs to operate in a high temperature with grid.
Well, as the world's governments are running out of power to supply to data centers, there has been during the last 5 to 8 years an enormous pressure on the IT industry to develop servers that are more robust and can actually operate in a much higher temperature. So they have also been pressurized by the various industries to actually do that, and they have solutions for it today. Their operating temperature is performance or the lifespan of the IT equipment as well. So they are quite happily sitting in 26, 27 degrees in what we call the cold aisle. It's not without degrading the IT performance or the lifespan of the IT equipment as well. The rapid movement of IT and the acceleration on how we demand it to respond to us, you see an IT refresh today of about between 3 to 5 years. Companies tend to do IT refresh. New equipment comes out, you replace it, and you take out the old ones.
Hi, I'm Louis from Israel. By the way, I'm curious to know how is irix and its direct benefits to outfits community?
Yes, it's a very good question. We, as I described earlier, we are building the basic building blocks. We've named our cable basics for that reason. And we present our IP transit, our very high capacity, reliable internet speed in our data center. But you're absolutely right. Sarawak is 2.7 million people spread over a huge area. It's the largest province in Malaysia. So that always creates difficulties for telecoms companies because the last mile into people's homes is the most expensive part. And we rely on working with our partners, the government. We think a government investment in that last mile will be required, mostly through wireless solutions. So obviously I mentioned 5G coming in the future, but there are also fixed wireless solutions which we need to engage with as well, but with our partners. So as I say, we're building the highways. Our partners are building the last mile and having the retail connection. We're currently in the wholesale market. So, but yes, we don't shy away from our responsibility to get that end connection. Otherwise, how do Sarawakians benefit? So we take that responsibility seriously, and we will be working with our partners in the future to develop it.
Wonderful. Any other questions from the audience?
Can I have a question?
Certainly.
Recently, as we have publicized, there's a digital national berhad. There's a government regulatory body rolling out the 5G. So how does irix see themselves complementing this 5G rollout, where there seems to be some delay or disagreement between the telcos?
Yes, thank you. Very good question. Again, I think probably I'll answer that one.
Yeah, that's for you.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah. So actually, you're absolutely right. Malaysia has taken a slightly different route from other countries in the world with 5G, in that the spectrum is owned by government, and DNB has been set up to establish the rollout of that spectrum across the whole of Malaysia. That's West Malaysia and East Malaysia. So far in East Malaysia, we've not seen that happening, and we need to. So what are we doing about that? So far, we have engaged, again, with our partners, with Sarkova and Science in an MOU, a Memorandum of Understanding between us, to create a consortium that will attract the DNB relationship with DNB, which will encourage that investment to build 5G in Sarawak. So, of course, 5G is not just about the antennas on towers. It requires you to build more towers. It requires you to build fiber to the towers. So each member of that consortium, of which irix is one, plays its part, and we will do our part in providing the IP transit, and where required, we will build fiber as we attract the government investment. But I must stress that there's a lot of government investment required in order to deliver that result. Yeah.
Jonathan, don't forget the internet exchange as well.
Of course, yes.
That is
yes.
one of the biggest connectivity points you want for
yes.
5G as well.
Absolutely. So one of the things is the clue is in the name, irix. We have this internet exchange, which should be in our future plans. We're planning to build this platform, and the key to that is bringing in the content that people want on their 5G phones in Kuching. So that's what we're going to do, as well as building the IP transit with the connectivity from overseas. We also want to put content that is relevant for Sarawakians in Kuching.
My name is Geoffrey from Business Events Sarawak, formerly known as Sarawak Convention Bureau. Simple question. As we know, SPay Global has impacted Sarawakian e-wallet. Same thing as irix, it would be the similar things to SPay Global. How it impacts us as a normal user for cloud computing, cloud storage? Do we still have to pay Google or Microsoft? Do we have access to affordable cloud storage, unlimited if possible?
You're asking for free services, right? Nothing is free in life, but yes?
We are in Sarawak. This is developed by Sarawak. For the people of Sarawak,
yeah.
How we benefit it? What's your legacy?
So if I understand your question, how can we improve Sarawak Pay, the experience that people have? Is that what you're asking, really?
Sarawak Pay is just an example.
Just an example, yes.
Yes.
So
how it impacts Sarawakians. And
yes.
For those who, as you know, the income of Sarawakians cannot be compared to West Malaysia or any other places around the world. Our internet, one of our mission is the last mile mission, like what you have mentioned just now. For those who already have access to internet, what we really want now is a storage area. We want to store our digital data, and we have a data centers. How it benefits us.
If I can answer the question?
Yes.
At least try the first part. I think one of the issues that we're dealing with now is we're trying to, with the data center, the Tier 4 data center, with our cable system and cable system development, we're trying to attract the OTT hyperscalers into this marketplace. The Googles, the Facebooks, the Amazons, the Metas. That will get you at some point the answer that you're looking for, to be able to offer those services locally here from Sarawak, rather than getting them from KL, getting them from Hong Kong, getting them from Singapore. That's what we're striving to build. We're not there yet, we're on that journey. But we are engaged with these people, and they see the proposition. But we need to develop further, because hyperscalers typically demand a robust network times 5, for argument's sake. They need multiple cable diversities. They need data centers that are bigger than our data centers. So the plans Jonathan alluded to before about what we're trying to achieve going forward, that will enable us to engage more effectively with those hyperscalers. And then you'll start to see the kind of things you're looking for in the future. But it's a step journey.
So just to add, I mean, this IX is a global community of internet exchanges, each of which have their own content. And by becoming an IX and peering with other content providers, we can gain access to that content and put it locally, and therefore improve the quality of the experience for the user. So that's how we hope to improve things for Sarawakians.
If I may add.
And please, Dimitri, you add.
Referring to the incident which you mentioned, us as irix having the infrastructure, as a network infrastructure or data center infrastructure, we are bringing to Sarawak possibility to improve any solutions like Sarawak Pay or any other solutions to become more protected, more redundant. So if there is any technical outage or any incident, there is a possibility always to use a backup site, and then this application or this service will be more stable and more reliable.
Okay. Thank you very much for the questions. Any more from anyone? I think we're done. Once again, to our panel, thank you very, very much for the wonderful introduction to irix, but also answering some excellent questions from our audience. One last thing, can we maybe get a photograph? I think, can I invite the Executive Director and the Director up onto the stage? Mr. Sung Wei Kai and Mr. Liao Soon Lu, thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, please show your appreciation once more. Changing the face of the internet here. As they're having the photographs taken, this does end the formalities of this unveiling event, and we'd like to invite you to join us now for some refreshments in the foyer. So thank you all for making the time to come to BCCK this afternoon to join this celebration. Please don't forget to pick up your photographs from the booth in the foyer, as well as your irix goodie bag. And all we can say now is I think we are all looking forward to the next step in the amazing world that is being created for us by irix. Gentlemen, thank you.